Hey everybody, welcome back to Quali-Tea time. Bit of a week, so I've got a fair few bits of news here. So, hoi, buckle in, kiddos. So, the first piece of big news is that I am presently very hard at work making a brand new Patreon announcement video. I guess more of an intro video, because the last one was from about 4 years ago, and 2 different workspaces ago. So, yeah, it's a little out of date, and I can do much better, so I am trying devotedly to do much better. Particularly now that I've got this brand new camera, and I've got good microphones, and lighting, and GoPros, and all manner of things that I didn't have when I first made that one, so I can now show off a little bit more with this one. Don't know when that's coming out, but it was supposed to come out several months ago, so I'm actually putting in the hours as much as I can, and that might mean 1 or 2 things doesn't actually show up in a given week, but I am nonetheless working hard to make sure things are fairly stable. That does mean there weren't quite as many videos last week as there usually are, and even this one's late, but I was out running errands today, which is why. But nonetheless, you shouldn't see too much disruption, so I apologize if it turns up anyways. And speaking of the Patreon, the special offer for our 4-year anniversary has ended, which means there's now 26 people who are eligible for the special anniversary postcard featuring our wonderful Carol. And now I have to hope that the weather actually stays clear long enough for me to actually go and get more photos. So, thanks for that, nature. But yeah, hopefully that should happen fairly soon. I know exactly where I'm going to be shooting it, I know exactly what I'm going to be shooting, it's just a matter of the daylight actually being sun as opposed to overcast or heavy rain, which appears to be what we have been mostly getting the last couple of weeks. Let me see, and then of course last week I attended my first ever political rally, which used to be a statement of, oh, you're probably a douchebag, but no, now it's just a statement of, oh, you actually care that the world's kind of going to pot. So that was standing firmly against the prorogation of our parliament. I discussed that last time, and it categorically was not remotely one of the biggest, protests that were happening that particular day. Not even remotely. No. But there were still a lot more people there than I actually expected to see there, so that was kind of, I guess the phrase would be heartwarming. But, you know, suffice to say I was surprised. I have some footage, some photos and whatnot, regarding that, so you'll probably be looking at those right now whilst I'm talking. And I guess the prorogation is now in effect, so I guess that's already bad news, but, depending on who you ask, I guess this qualifies as bad news. I'm currently investigating the possibility that I have some form of ADHD, inattentive ADHD to be exact, because Fuzz has been looking into that recently, and I looked at the list of symptoms and realized how many of them might explain my difficulties holding down a workload. So I did a bit more research, and turns out there's basically 2 kinds of ADHD. Obviously there's a spectrum, as it were, but there's 2 major types. And one is the stereotypical one, where you're bouncing off the walls and you can't really focus on anything, that kind of thing. And the other one is inattentive ADHD, where you can work fine on the thing that your brain has decided to actually be interested in at this exact moment. I'm generalizing heavily here. Look it up if you want to find out more about it. And ADHD and autism are fairly comorbid. They tend to crop up in the same or similar places a lot. Finding out I have ADHD would not mean that I'm not autistic, but it would just be another thing to lump in and figure out, okay, there's a bit more of a nuanced, picture going on here. So I have an appointment for next week to begin that diagnostic process, and I will keep you informed as to where that goes, but it's going to be interesting nonetheless. And with that, on to the schedule. On Thursday night at 9 PM BST, we are taking on a fire-breathing T-Rex in Monster Hunter World. Then on Friday at 9, we have more Friday Night with Dead by Daylight, where we're not quite a Demogorgon, but the hag's close enough, right? And on Saturday at 7, we have more Dungeons and Dragon hats, where the team is fresh from a near miss with Doom, and so regroups at the nearest tavern. Followed, of course, at 9 with the Carousel, where we talk about what went down in that particular tavern. And lastly this week on Tuesday at 9 PM we have more building blocks where we're finishing off our dimension tinkering and getting back to grips with Blood Elegance. And videos you might have missed for the week, we have an episode of Dailies by Daylight where the spirit has an odd encounter at the local ski resort. And on to the questions. As always, there's a dorm from the comment section of the preceding vlog, where there was much support, but no actual questions. So, I don't actually have any questions for you today, but what I do have... I believe I have Andy the Dragon Hat to blame. What we have here is the current summation of my nail polish collection, because I got a package in the post a couple of days ago that I had absolutely no expectation of ever receiving. I checked everything I have currently en route. Nope, nothing had arrived. I checked the P.O. Box, and nope, nothing new there. And then I realized it was an Amazon package that was addressed to this exact house, but using the name Lying. So I had to think, you could only have sent it here if you knew our actual address, but you also called me Lying. And there's a very, very, very short, like, Venn diagram list of people there that it could have been. So I'm opening it, because Fuzz insisted that I open it, and I'm initially terrified, because I gave it the slight jostle that every kid at, like, Christmas Day does, and my first thought of is, oh, this could be a lot of dice, because the box was about this big. And then it turns out to be 24 different nail polishes. From a brand I don't even recognize, so I can't even remotely, like, I can't even remotely comment on exactly how good or terrible they are, so apologies there. But that meant that I went from 6 colors, about 10 bottles total, to 30. So I then had to go online to Amazon, give Jeff Bezos some more money, to actually have a case to hold them all. So there was no chance in heck that I was going to be able to hold all 30 of these bottles on my desk and keep my desk remotely usable. So thanks for that, Andy. But also, actually, yes, genuinely, thank you very much. I can actually now do the pan flag on my fingers. Hey, that's nice. And this is a lot of variation. I am already rocking 2 of the colors here. We have some nice sort of like crystalline blue and some gold glitter as well, which I probably think works better with this, with like a white base or something. But yeah, nice. So I'm gonna be rocking so many colors now, and Pride is coming up. There's a pop-up Pride here in Middlesbrough at the end of this month, so I guess I'll be rocking some fun, fancy little Pride flaggy colors. Yee. So that's what I got to work with. And I do need to actually get my hair dyed again soon. Don't know if I can manage that by Pride, but we'll see what happens, I guess. But this is all interesting fun. And I had, like, thoughts on Twitter recently about why is this a thing that we only ostensibly socially allow as acceptable for maybe half the population? Like, humans can see literally millions of colors, about 7 million I think it was at the last check, and that's not factoring in more cones and rods, or like less cones and rods, or less sensitive ones with colorblindness and the like, but we can see 7 million colors. We're about 7 billion strong in population, and we say to half of that to look good you must do this, and to the other half we say never do this. It is not becoming of your gender. And that's just bizarre to me. Because we all like to, like, express ourselves. We all have that need, that desire. So why limit it? Why say we can't do this? Like, everyone has the right to turn their hands into a rainbow if they like. That's my opinion. Which is right. But anyways, I hope you've all enjoyed. That's all I have for you today, and I shall catch you all as ever next time.